Thank you very much for staying with your Feel Good Breakfast show, Expresso. Let's open up to some important conversations here right now. Calling all men. Today we're investigating men's health issues, specifically from a South African perspective. We welcome into studio Dr. Khan, a senior medical officer at Old Mutual, to unpack these insights and the necessary steps that we can and we do need to take. Doctor, it's good to have you back here with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
So last week we revealed some very interesting insights that have got to do with health risks associated with South African women. Today we get to zone in on their male counterparts. What's it looking like for the men and how can we paint this picture?
So when we look at our claim statistics, we see that 65% of all the deaths that occurred in 2021 that were at policies with us were of men. Similarly to our women, we see really high rates of cardiovascular diseases and diseases related to lifestyle. Although men do suffer more from heart attacks, from strokes, from cancer and from heart disease, or as we collectively refer to them in the industry, the big four. I think it's also important to note that men in South Africa are often the essential providers for households. So that's why mitigating against these health risks is of utmost importance.
Why are most men, I suppose, more likely to be high risk in the way that it's coming across?
You know, it's such an interesting question. I think there's a few reasons to try and explain this. Firstly, from a biological perspective, men do not have the same level of estrogen as women do. And estrogen protects the heart and other organs against disease. And then to make matters worse, men generally don't want to go to the doctor. And when we do, it's often very late and we've missed the opportunity to either detect the disease early or prevent it altogether.
So we're not mitigating, we're not trying to find out what risks we're facing. We're going there because the alarms are just sounding so loudly. But what can men do, really, to stop or prevent themselves being part of these statistics?
Regular exercise, healthy diets, stop smoking and drinking, screening for preventable diseases regularly. These will make a big difference. The reality, though, is that only a few men would actually consider themselves high risk, and this is reflected in our claim statistics, which show an average age of just 62 years old, which I think you would agree is quite young. So it's actually shockingly young.
Absolutely.
That's why I urge men to understand their health risks, do what you can do to improve them, but also ensure peace of mind for your family and for yourself with a life insurance plan. So speak to your financial advisor about a personalized life insurance plan that just makes sense for you and for your family. To have a financial advisor contact you, please visit oldmutual.co.za/life or call 0860 60 60 60.
The reality is that so many of the risks that we face really can be prevented, but it really does start with taking the necessary steps to making sure that you are aware what that picture is looking like for you, right? And we all individually can take responsibility of that. Well, thank you so much for joining us and for chatting to us about this. I think it really does distill this information and certainly does make it a lot easier to take in and necessarily point us in the right direction. Now, men and those who have men in their lives, make sure that you do schedule those doctor's appointments. Make time to have that discussion about life insurance to ensure the well-being of your loved ones. Now, to speak to a financial advisor, to repeat that number once more, is 0860 60 60 60, or you can go on to oldmutual.co.za/life